Hello, party people. Alright, so I don't remember what videos I made or did not make in the past, however long it's been, 2 years, I think, I don't know. I might have touched upon it, but I honestly can't remember. So, hypothetically, this could be the first and hopefully last time I talk about this. Tonight, we are joined by an old friend of mine. It's not the 8-year one. I mean, like, I'm not that balling, but the price difference was only like $4. But I was like, I mean, it doesn't taste bad or anything. It's just if you read the label, it is 4 years aged instead of the more expensive 8 years one. Is a product of Haiti, and unless coincidentally I interact or date another Haitian girl, it's probably my last time drinking this. I just thought it was appropriate. So there was a lot of stuff that didn't have to go down that went down. Well, maybe I shouldn't say a lot, but it was completely unnecessary. I'm not exactly sure which part hurt more, to be honest, but let me first and foremost say this. Not even just my most recent ex, but all of my exes, I would like to think. I treated them very well. I would like to think I never disrespected them on purpose. And okay, I don't know where to start, but we'll start with this part. One of her friends on they were a couple. On New Year's Eve, I drove him and his girlfriend at the time to some random club that I'd never been to. I didn't hear about it till that night, and he confided in me by saying that he had planned to propose to her that night. His girlfriend, of course, and who I assume eventually became his fiance. But the part that really bothered me was that he made a statement saying, I could see the two of us becoming really good friends. And the fact that that didn't happen is kind of misleading. It kind of seemed... So what ended up happening was he ended up ghosting me, and I didn't understand why, because I just needed some time to myself. I wasn't really talking to anyone. So if after a breakup of a 1.5 year relationship I need some time to myself, I would like to think that's appropriate. I would like to think that luxury would be given to me, and it was not. Instead, I got some harassing text messages to myself coming from his fiance, who I probably exchanged maybe, like 3 short conversations with. And I feel like it was a situation where he knew about it and he just didn't care. I don't know that for sure, but that's what I'm conjecturing. Now, the statement that she had made was by saying that I was an insincere gift giver. My ex and I had a verbal agreement that she was going to pay for half of something that I paid half for like a present to her. And she decided to stop paying. So I never got that portion of the money back based on the verbal agreement we had. And the ghoster's fiance said I was an insincere gift giver when she wasn't a part of the discussion. She did not come with us to the center, the area where the gift was given. And I just felt like, who the fuck are you? And why are you getting involved in a breakup that has nothing to do with you? Because your fiance, the guy, the ghost, he didn't say anything. He just stopped talking to me. And this is after he invited me to his wedding, by the way. And of course, after when he said he could see the two of us becoming really good friends. All I'm saying is don't say shit like that if you don't mean it. Because that's a pretty fucked up thing to say. That's all I'm going to say. When you don't follow through on it, that's a pretty fucked up thing to say. And the worst part was, I would occasionally give him and his fiance just rides to, like, I don't know, like Walmart or wherever the plans were doing that particular day or night or whatever. And I didn't have to do that. And I'll tell you why I did. The only reason I helped them out, because hopefully it's undeniable that I did help them out. Hopefully we're not all deluded about that, but hey, whatever. The reason I helped them out is because my ex asked me to. If they straight up just asked me, I would probably dodge the question and be like, oh, I have to take her home, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that my ex asked me to help them out because they were her friends, that's why I did what I did. That's why I helped them out. And if my ex took it upon herself to request that of me, then I knew that it was serious enough or, polite enough for me to agree to chauffeuring them a bit. And it's funny how all of that was forgotten when the breakup happened with the harassing text messages or whatever. I think it was through WhatsApp or something. I don't know, one of those fucking chat protocols I don't really use. It just really left a really bad taste in my mouth. And they weren't. What bothered me the most was that they weren't a part of the relationship. They had no stake in it. They did not set us up. And it was just, who the fuck are you? I mean, like, who do you think you are that you're suddenly involved in this breakup in a relationship? And it was just like, okay, I get it. They're your friends, but did you forget that I helped you guys out when I didn't have to? Again, reiterating that the only reason I did was because my ex asked me to. But hey, I'm the bad guy, right? All right. A few other people who I exchanged quick conversations with, they said I treated my ex very well, to the point that I sort of spoiled her a little bit. My ex even admitted to me that I was saving so much money because I wasn't taking her out to eat all the time. But I guess I'm the bad guy. Alright. The guy who never really had a chance to move on from all this. The guy who cannot stop testing positive lately. I'm just in limbo here right now. Nothing in my life is advancing. Thankfully, nothing is going backwards, but this is my life now. And it was just, the whole thing was just so unnecessary, and it was honestly kind of harassment like. I actually gave the ghost's fiance, her, the one that did contact me through those messages, I gave her a birthday present when I knew her for maybe a week. I just happened to have it, and I was like, oh, maybe they'll appreciate it. So I wasn't sure if she was talking about that part of the gift giving being insincere. Probably not, but it's just really interesting how easily people forget the nice things you do for them. But when your friend, my ex, is hurt by a breakup that I personally felt the need I had to initiate, now all bets are off. And it's just, why is she... I remember when I asked my ex about it, she said she wasn't in control of what her friends decide to do or not do. I mean, it's just like, again, it's like, I don't know what role she played in all this, but if I'm the one who is being insincere, how easily do you forget the nice things I did for certain people in that certain social circle group of people? How easily the nice things are forgotten. Okay. I don't know what else to say about it. I wasn't able to talk about this for a long time just because I just felt like so disregarded, sort of. I mean, there's a feeling of disgrace. There's a feeling of being somewhat tossed aside. And the messages didn't really stop until I did something about it. I'm not going to go into detail what those messages said, but I know what they said, and I did end up contacting the local police department about it. I don't think they ever did anything, or maybe they gave a warning or something. I have no idea. I had just thought, maybe that chapter of my life is closed now, for better or worse. But what kind of dude ghosts another dude? I thought in heterosexual couples, the male sometimes ghosted the female, or maybe even the other way. But I thought it was a friendship that ended because of ghosting reasons. I don't know. There's not much I can really say about it, anything else, but I can't stress enough, it was just so unnecessary. Like, what did I do to them that personally offended them enough to come contact me, when I would assume they knew I didn't want to be contacted, because breakups are not easy situations to deal with. So why are you compounding the issues with me to me when you were not a part of the relationship? Like I said, you didn't set us up. You didn't. Everything her side of this, her friends on her side either said or, in some cases did not say. I didn't have my friends contacting her. I didn't have random people messaging her and calling her up. Like, why would I do that? What can that I possibly gain from that? And I feel like it's a maturity kind of thing, because most of them tended to be younger than me, and maybe they thought this was normal. Granted, yes, I have been in like 13 fucking long-term relationships, but that doesn't mean all the breakups were bad. That means they were just what they were, breakups. But to compound the issues by adding harassment to them was completely unnecessary. It was distasteful. And I just feel like that particular couple in general completely disregarded how nice I was to them. Again, not because I wanted to be, but because my girlfriend asked me to be. And ex-girlfriend, I didn't get it. I didn't get what the point of that was. If for whatever reason my ex did not want to pay her half of the gift anymore, because I never said I was paying for the whole thing. Like I said, there was a verbal agreement that we each were paying half, and she was just going to send me the money every month. Obviously she stopped, and realistically, what can I do about it? So instead of me just moving on with my life, I have to respond to harassing text messages about a breakup I didn't want to think about anymore. It takes two people to break up, but that's what you do, right? Just speaking in general, when one person wants to break up, you break up, right? It's the way it is, right? No offense, but I'm pretty sure I have more experience than you. The proverbial you, not anyone in particular, just saying. I'll let you know right now that the breakups don't get any easier. I mean, everyone is unique and handled differently, but this one was handled very poorly. It was, I can't say the word enough, completely unnecessary. If I hadn't taken the action I had taken, then who knows, those messages might still be going on. It's just you see, I don't know if anyone had talked about this, but this was from my point of view. When my ex and I broke up, she understood what I was doing and the way I said certain things, the way I said them. And at the time we were still Facebook friends, so I saw some of her posts, and she understood what was going on. Whether she disagreed with it later, I'm not sure, but at that particular time, she understood that I was hurting her now instead of hurting her a lot more later, because she wanted to have kids. At some point, I came to the realization that I can't do it. I obviously not physically, I can't. Just, I mean, from a responsibility as a person with a disability, I felt like I couldn't give her that family that she wanted. And this is the Bourbon Court mixed with Pepsi. It's alright. Bourbon Court is a Haitian rum. It's the only one I know of. There might be others, I don't know. It was just, I mean, to an extent, I did feel somewhat betrayed. I felt a bit, well, maybe more than a bit, taken advantage of. I felt like my personal space was invaded, and the worst part was, it was like everyone seemed to think that harassment was acceptable, that it was normal. I will guarantee you, every other breakup I've had, there were no friends of my exes calling me. There's no friends of my exes sending me harassing messages. And it's like, is this high school? I mean, like, you know what I mean? It's like, is everyone attached to their cell phone? Is that e-bullying? Is it electronic bullying? It just didn't have to go down that way. And it went down the way it went because I guess that was the way it's supposed to go down. But hey, you know, I'm the bad guy, right? Because clearly, with my ex, I should have kept stringing her along, having her believe that I was going to give her family that I was never going to give her. Because that would be the normal thing to do, right? Just to give in. That's what I thought. I don't know, I mean, like, maybe this is what happens when you date younger people. They have a younger social circle of friends, and maybe they felt like they weren't doing anything wrong. But I did not break up with them. I broke up with my ex. What part of that incident involved you at all? Involved anyone else, for that matter? I didn't ask for anyone's help. I didn't contact my friends and give them her number to harass them. And I can't go back to this enough. Not only that was it unnecessary, it was a lack of maturity. It was like, honestly, like I felt like I was in a high school cafeteria. I was sitting at a table that I no longer sat at because my ex was sitting at that table. So I had to find a new table, and I couldn't escape the breakup and the gossip. But what changed this time was that it was solely directed towards me, nobody else. And when whichever of her friends, whomever, decided to get involved, I would hope that when I briefly talked to my ex about it, that she was not the one that encouraged them to contact me. I don't know the details, but I hope that was not the case. And even if it was, that doesn't change anything. I tried to still thinking about a breakup that happened like 2 years ago. All right. I guess there's not really much else to say. All right. If this ever rang more true, then so be it. But just make sure you take care of yourselves and each other, guys.